welcome to Phinda. We have found an elephant bull. You can see he's got a mouthful of food there at the moment. And if you look quite closely at his back legs, you can see urine dripping down. If you look at his temples, you can see there's a lot of secretion leaking out. This bull is in must. There's a very musty smell as well. And he is a little bit irritable this afternoon. You can see he's kicking dust now at us, so we're just going to make sure we give him his space. My name's Devin. Behind the camera we've got Odie. And welcome to Phinda Private Game Reserve this afternoon. So when we give him a little bit of distance, he's very, very relaxed. He's going to carry on feeding now. But he seems pretty intent on making sure we don't get too close. And when we do get a little bit closer, or when he gets a little bit closer to us, I should say, then he flaps his ears out and he starts trotting towards us. Which is not ideal because he's pretty big. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah. Escort. Viola, it can vary quite a lot. Younger bulls, they are in must for shorter periods of time if they've got older bulls with them. So when they're younger, they are quite boisterous. Their testosterone that comes with must, or the increase in testosterone, is a new thing for them. They're not quite sure how to control it. And they can stay in must for a long time if there aren't any older bulls. What does happen though is the older bulls will they'll get boisterous, the younger ones, and the older bulls will push them around and sort them out. And they actually push them out of must. And then older bulls that are more in control can stay in must for much longer periods of time, and it almost has no impact on them. Taking us for a very long walk now. I'm glad we're not in a rush to get past him, because that wouldn't be happening. Oh, there's some piglets on the left there as well. We've just actually reversed past them. It's a mother warthog and 3 little piglets down below the bottom here. Very sweet little things. I'm just going to move back a little bit more. It might be interesting to see what his reaction to little piglets are. I wonder if he's going to get as annoyed with them as he will with us. Yep, they're at the entrance to a burrow. And I think they're going to duck down the burrow. So he's now walking along. This is the main road that runs through Phinda. Oh, there you go, the little piglets. So we're just going to make sure we're going to try to keep about 40-50 meters between us. And for now, we're probably going to try duck around. We'll take a side road and keep on heading in the direction we were going earlier.
we've decided to take a break from driving around this afternoon to just enjoy the company of this young elephant bull who's happily picking through all the bits of vegetation looking for some grass to eat. My name is Tayla McCurdy, and on camera with me today is Gert, and we're here at Pridelands Conservancy, which is part of Bull Ellie Game Reserve and the Greater Kruger National Park. Very exciting stuff. Now, we haven't had too much luck this afternoon, and we've been looking at some of the sort of animals that are not as appreciated as the big cats, and hopefully we'll be able to see them a little bit later again. But for now, like I said, we're just going to have a little look at this elephant bull who's on his own. Now, the first thing that I notice when I look at him is that he's not grey, as all the books say elephants are supposed to be in colour, and that's just because he's had a dust bath. You can see he's used some red soil and he's tossed it all over his body, which has created this nice coloration. The contrast between the green and the orange is quite something. And then the other thing, if you just look, of course, just behind his eye, you can notice that there's a wet patch, which I'm sure most of you are familiar, and you've heard us talk about the temporal glands of elephants. And it's quite an important thing to know, because not only is it important to learn body language of all the animal species, but particularly elephants. Something like that can tell you what kind of mood it is. So it's essentially an overstimulation of adrenaline, so it can show a number of different things. There's an age-old myth that if an elephant is secreting from its temporal glands, it is in musth. This is not true. That's one of the signs, yes, but it's not the only sign. And also females come in, or not, they don't come into musth, but they also secrete from their temporal glands, so, you know, they don't come into musth. Anyway, so maybe he was chased around by some other big bulls and he's a bit stressed out. Well, who knows? There's definitely no shortage of food and water, so it can't be from that. But who knows, something could have happened to him along the way. Now, there's lots of sort of weeds and things that are growing up here in this open area, so he's not too happy with having to sort through it and try and find the grass. Hello, boy. Are you coming over to intimidate us? You can see, yes, I'm watching you. Oh, you're so scary. Yeah, walk over there. He's going to do it again. Hi, boy. No. I'm sorry, I will have to sit up in a minute. Oh, do you know why he's actually come here? I don't think it's necessarily to intimidate us, but there's nice green grass, actual grass, that he can feed on. Hey, boy. You see a lot of the feather top chloris. That grass is sort of the white stuff. He's also using it to swat the flies. But he has quite happily walked towards us. He's not very far away from us, so we'll just let him do his thing, and I'm sure in a couple of minutes, once he's had a few trunkfuls of grass in this area, he'll move on off to something else. Yes, it's much better to eat around here. There's less datura, and there's another type of plant that's growing here that I'm actually uncertain of, but it's completely taken over the area. Hey, big boy. You might even be able to hear him tearing the grass out of the ground. That's quite cool to hear that. You can also hear sounds like a rattling testicular making a bit of noise. I can't see if it is one. Anyways, in the distance it goes. You can see that liquid running. It's running all the way down from his temporal gland and almost into his mouth. I don't know if it tastes very nice. Quite amazing, and easily he does that. It's quite funny when you watch the little ones and how uncoordinated elephant calf is when it comes to pulling trunkfuls of grass out of the ground, and how as they're older it's just sort of second nature to them.